We begin this episode seeing Prince Baelor give a quick pep talk to Dunk and his team of knights. He tells them to fight vigilantly. He asks that they remain in formation and fight with all their might because their opponents will try to kill them. Dunk and Raymond Fossaway begin vomiting due to nervousness. An experienced knight laughs and calls them green. The battle begins, and Dunk and his horse appear to be frozen. Egg yells, "Go!" from the audience and snaps Dunk out of it. He begins to charge towards Arian, and he's immediately stabbed in his torso after Arian breaks his shield. Damn, you can tell the difference between the quality of the armor. But let me refrain from getting on my classism soapbox. Before Dunk could recover, Arian quickly circles back and hits Dunk in the head with a flail, and I guess mentally knocks him back into his childhood because next we get a flashback of Dunk and his friend Rafe when they were kids struggling to survive in Flea Bottom. In this flashback, we learned that Dunk and Rafe tried to escape to the Free Cities, but couldn't gather enough coins to leave King's Landing. We also learned that Dunk was possibly abandoned by his mother. His close friend Rafe is unalived by a city watchguard after he and his colleague robbed them of their coins. Dunk, in shock and clearly hurt by this action, attacks the guard, but another begins to attack him and stabs him in the leg. Just when it looks like young Dunk is about to be deleted from existence, a drunk Sir Arlen disrupts the cruelty and fight off both corrupted guards. After he saves his life, Dunk follows Sir Arlen for days, and we learn that he is a drunkard and may have some mental health issues. One morning, Sir Arlen wakes up and notices the young man sleeping under a tree from a distance. He walks towards him, stands over him, and simply tells him to get up. This transitions us back to the battle in the current day. Man, Dunk had it rough surviving Flea Bottom. I'm surprised that he's as kind-hearted as he is after living the life he's lived. Sir Arlen appeared to be a very complicated man, but I now understand why Dunk revered him. He literally saved his life. So we're back in the bloody battle, and Arian is getting Dunk good. He's moving with the speed of a ninja. Arian clearly understands Dunk has a size advantage, and his strategy is to move quickly and take him out without any mercy. Dunk is losing a lot of blood. He finally gets Arian one good time, but appears to be out for the count. Egg encourages him to continue fighting by repeatedly yelling, "Get up! Get up!" We also cut back to Sir Arlen commanding Dunk to get up. At this moment, Arian is telling the council, "He's dead! Call it!" Suddenly, Dunk's eyes open, and he begins to get up. Before the council member blows the horn, Egg yells, "Wait!" while pointing to Dunk getting back up. Arian looks back with a look of dread on his face and places his helmet back over his face. Dunk takes off his helmet so he can see properly, takes his sword, and cuts Arian between his legs, which was totally a lick back for Egg. Arian screams out in pain, and Dunk gets on top of him and begins to whip his ass. Yes! This is what I wanted. Dunk is way better at hand-to-hand combat. He took it back to the Flea Bottom streets. No need to fight honorably when you're dealing with a motherfucker that has no honor. As Dunk repeatedly punches him, the now bloody-faced prince yells, "I yield." Dunk gets up and drags Arian's bitch ass towards the council, makes him stand up, and commands him to say it loud enough so the judges can hear him. Arian tells the council, "I withdraw my accusation." That's right, you wicked bastard. Dunk gave Arian the ass kicking he deserved. The horn is blown and the battle is over. As the crowd cheers, Raymond Fossaway and the armor maker help Dunk to a private area and begin to discuss how they'll treat his wounds. Dunk can only see out of one eye and is beat up pretty badly. Prince Baelor enters the area and congratulates Dunk on his win, so Dunk bows to him and shows his graciousness. Prince Baelor asks Raymond Fossaway to help him take off his helmet. He tells him it's been damaged because Makar struck him and he's quite strong. He also states that his hand feels like wood. Oh dear, what the fuck is going on with Baelor? Raymond manages to get the helmet off with the help of the armor maker, and a look of horror emerges on his face. Baelor turns around, and it's revealed the back of Baelor's head has been caved in. He falls to the ground. Dunk gets up and holds him as he cries out in agony. The episode fades to black. This was an amazing episode. The action and overall violence through the episode reminded me that we're in the world of Game of Thrones, and I was here for it. I enjoyed the fact that we got to learn more about Dunk and his upbringing through a flashback. It was heartbreaking seeing him witness his dear friend be murdered in front of him. He could have easily gone down a more destructive path, but Dunk is so kind-hearted, he chose the path of honor. It all makes sense how he quickly jumped into action to protect Hansel. The battle was brutal and bloody, which is how I like my medieval content. Arian gave Dunk that work, but I'm glad Dunk was victorious in the end. Lastly, I'm so mad that Prince Baelor is gone. I should have seen this coming because good people do not last in this world. I'm sure Maekar didn't mean to kill his brother, and this will probably haunt him for the rest of his days. I think this is the best episode of the season, and I'm going to give this one an A+. If you like this review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.